could have actually walked to the police station, been turned around, and he'd be walking through the shopping centre.
Yeah.
You understand? It's just a madness. You know? And
it would definitely turn out to a different story.
It would have been a different story. No, them ones, it's just mad. It's just mad. Policeman on the other side. Then I suppose we'll have to go down to Clapham Junction. I'll have to go on.
Imagine this is likely to take us a good what?
How you doing? We're just continuing the work. No, listen, I'm doing to one. Just went to one. Yeah, just went to one to try and angle it in.
But I don't want to.
They said I must go down to Junction. What if I was a madman and I start talking? I'm walking.
You're serious?
I'm very
What you
serious.
say to them?
I buzzed. They wouldn't open the door. I said I brought my cameraman to back me up. You know, little man. So we're gonna go to Clapham Junction now.
Yeah.
Man, if I was a madman now, I could be running berserk in here. It's ridiculous. So I said, this is. Remember I said this is why we need knife bins.
That's right.
Local. I should be walking up and down with
this. No, you should put one and make it seal, and then you just have to just chuck it in.
Well, that's what happened. There is knife bins. Once you put them in, they can't come out.
That's right.
But we need them on every council estate.
That's right.
I should be walking up now. I've got to go all the way to Clapham Junction.
See, and leave it. Why want you to do? Because that's where you live.
Yeah, I live here in Wandsworth. Now I've got to go all the way to.
Why send you down here? Why?
Yeah, but the police station didn't want to take it.
They wouldn't even ask in to come hand this in.
So why you have to go? No one's on the police
station that is, I think it's not open. They're not using it. The cars go in there, but it doesn't seem to be open for service.
Are they sending you on there?
They sent me to Clapham Junction. So now I've got to carry this to Clapham Junction. What if I was a madman? You see? Alright then. So imagine that. I've gone from Wandsworth, no joy. This is why we need knife bins. This is why we need knife bins on every council estate. You know, because as a parent now, I'm walking around with a weapon. No one doesn't seem to want to take it. So let's see what joy we have when we go to Clapham Junction, yeah? We say, little man, each one, reach one and teach one.
Each one, reach one and teach one.
That's right. You know, I want my son to see that knives, swords are not something you're supposed to have, and they need to be safely disposed of.
Right. You see, when we were going through the shopping center, what were you thinking? Because we've seen people there. Most of the people, they are doing their Christmas shopping. And here's you moving around with something that the police has literally refused to take away from you.
You know what? To be quite honest, I was getting all sorts of things going through my mind, especially with some of these attacks that we've had. You know, and I'm thinking, there's me carrying, this sword. You know, what if I was of the type that was radicalized? You know, or if I was just having a bad day. You know, lots was going on, and no police presence, no police on the streets. You know, it's a Saturday. It's a Saturday evening in the heart of Wandsworth, and you're not seeing one policeman. You go to the police station to hand something in to set an example to your children, and we're told we got to go to Clapham Junction. Let's just see what happens down there. I'm a little bit shocked, to be quite honest.
Right, what if we get to that police station in Clapham and they tell you the nearest that actually handles them is in Stratford? Then what are you going to do?
I'm leaving it there. I'm just leaving it there. I'm saying, hey, I'm leaving it there. I won't be going anywhere else, you know, and this is why we need knife bins. You know, I'm just going to leave it there, show my ID, and I'm going about my business. You know, it shouldn't be so much hassle and trouble just to dispose of something.
You see, in this country, there's a huge tendency of mainly black people or black young youths being the ones involved in knife crime and all. Don't you think you could be more scared now, being that you're a black parent, moving around a busy time in Christmas, Christmas time when everyone is out doing their shopping, that you're actually now moving around with this weapon?
Well, you know, to be quite honest, I mean, I think, look, when we're talking knife crime, you know, you see the stats on a day-to-day figure. It's just that, well, you used to, but with Brexit and this COVID what's happening at the moment, you're not really hearing much what's going on. Knife crime. There's still a lot of knife crimes going on. They're not being disclosed.
Yes.
You know, and there's lots of stuff going on behind the scenes that's being hidden from us. You know, I know there are certain amnesty days, but there needs to be something that's more available and more frequent, where people know they can just go and drop their stuff. You know?
Yeah.
But hopefully I'm gonna try and encourage local authorities. I'm gonna be using this experience now to try and get something else outside of my block, so when my son comes out, he can see, that's because we got that there. And it can stop everyone else having to walk all over the place with stuff like this. Here with my little man, and we're gonna go and hand in this knife and the sword and see what happens. So I'll keep everyone posted. Hopefully I'll be coming back out. Let's go. Right. Right. What? How do we go about getting these knife bins put? Because I've had to come all the way from Wandsworth. Right. That's what a knife bin looks like. So let me show you what a knife bin looks like first. Alright, so no one can go in there. And you put it in here. Right. And what's the procedure? Because we're trying to find out. I'm a 52-year-old parent. I'm a single parent, and this is my son. He's 6. I'm not waiting until he's 16 to teach him about knife crime. Alright. So this is what I've had in my house. I'm 52. I've had it for a considerable, from my early 20s. And I want it safely disposed of. I didn't want to just put it in any normal bin. Alright. That's that there. And I've got some ID, just in case you want some. Yeah, well, you know, I want my son to see where this goes. So look, right? We don't carry stuff like this. Yeah? And you see, as much as you're 6, if you ever carry something like this when you're 16, then you'll wish you'll be calling these guys to help to save you before I deal with you. Right? So and what do you do? Do you sign it in? What's the procedure when it comes to these stuff? Because I want to be able to tell other parents what they can do, and obviously I'm sure you're not going to recommend walking up and down the street within a bag. But these things ain't nowhere to be seen.
Well, there's one here. I mean, what you can do is advise people just call 101, which is a non-emergency number, and we can get officers to come there.
Oh, you heard that? So you can actually dial 101. So someone would have came to my house today.
Well, they would have made an appointment with you, so there's an appointment system. So if there's a slot available, someone will come down.
And with an appointment system, roughly, you know, look, you know, we're in a crisis with this knife crime, especially. So for when I'm telling my social networks, you know, I need to be able to give them accurate information as a father. You know, so dial 101 and would it and make an appointment to hand it in. An officer will come to your house, take the weapon, and do you have to sign anything?
You might have. It depends on the circumstance.
Well, what's the normal procedure? I mean, look, I just want to hand something in. So if an officer came to my house, I've showed you my ID. Is it normal for me to show ID? What's the normal procedure? You know, there's got to be something that I can tell people, other concerned parents. Well, I'm trying, but I want to make it easier. It hasn't been very easy I've walked through a shopping centre with this. I'm a Wandsworth resident for 30 years. Okay, since this happened outside my flat, where we had to, police are blocked off the whole of Garrett Lane. Yeah, we're being questioned as we're coming in and out of our house, and I'm having to explain to my son what this blue and white tape is. So obviously, if I'm trying to teach my son the right way, and it's related with knife crime, at the end of the day, do I really need this in my house? If it's not hanging up the wall, if I'm not a collector, I don't need it. And if it's there, bottom line is, as I said, if anything was to happen, the chances are it could be used. And that's not the situation I want to be in. And I'll try.
How long have you had that knife?
I'd say about, I don't know, early 20s, late 20s. I'm 52 now, so it's been a very long time. It must be over. Yeah, it's got to be 15, 20
Well,
years.
like 28 years.
Yeah, a long time. I've got a contact number if anyone needs to check. Yeah, 07850 264
I'm 6.
806. Yeah, and I've done this for my son. Put my son's name on it. It's Javante, because that's what this is. This exercise is for my son. Yeah.
So what do you think about that? Has this
Are
just
you proud of your daddy?
happened?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Good. So, can you actually tell me what happens to them?
So, if you're happy with this, you're surrendering this, you get disposed of.
You'll get disposed of. So, do they get recycled?
I know it gets disposed of.
It just gets disposed of. And it's called surrendering. Okay, so I've surrendered. As I said, look, I like it. There's a little bit of an attachment. I'm not gonna lie. It's nice, but I'm not gonna be shaving with this. I'm not gonna be cooking with it. So why do I really need it? Yeah, these belong in the bin. Would it not fit? It won't fit in there.
You can try.
Right, I'm gonna try just for the purposes to show what you're supposed to do. I'm gonna try. So you see this bin? Is it a standard knife bin? If there was one anywhere out on the streets, it would be like this.
I don't find it on the streets, but yeah.
Do you think it would be a good idea that we started having them on estates?
But it depends on who manages it. Obviously, here we can manage it.
Oh right. So it's the police who actually go around and empty the. Okay. Well, surely you couldn't. You've got Group 4. You've got other little agencies that you could most probably use to collect. Right. Let's see if we can get it in. Let's see if we can. Yeah. Grab the rubbish there. Let's have a look and see if it will fit in here. Let's have a look. Right. Well, I doubt because of this bit. Look, it's not gonna fit in. Oh.
No.
Oh.
No, it won't.
No, it won't fit in there.
Yeah, so literally that's also something.
It's a bit too big.
Yeah.
Alright, never mind. We tried.
Yeah, we
We tried. Okay. It's not happening.
It won't fit in there either.
Oh.
Don't worry.
Oh. Shit. Whoops.
And just as far as you're
tried.
aware,
Daddy!
Nah. Well, I mean, look, you got my details there, innit? So you sure it's not going to be found as being used for any smack robbery or anything like that? Or any murders or whatever? You got my details anyway, yeah? I just wanted my son to see where this stuff goes. Yeah, and especially after what happened in Wandsworth, that kind of triggered why I'm doing this. I don't need it. Yeah? Right. Give me 5.
Thank you very much,
Thank
sir.
you very much. You must say thank you to Officer Haney, is that?
Yes.
Oh, Lacani. Officer Lacani. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lakani.
thank you.
Okay. Well, that's one knife, sword. What would you call that? A knife or a sword?
This way.
A mini sword. A mini samurai
Come this
sword.
way.
That's one job done.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
Right. Wow. We're back from our long trail out there. when we were living here, Maki told us that it was gonna be a 5 minutes thing. Definitely, it wasn't a 5 minutes thing. Maki, please tell us what went on there.
You know what? I'm a little bit lost for words, man. I imagine, right? First of all, I thought we would have found a policeman downstairs or wherever. We walked around, usually there is, but for some reason there wasn't. That wasn't the issue for me. You know what I mean? The issue for me was we walked to Wandsworth Police Station. Okay. Press the buzzer now. Wandsworth Police Station, it's closed from one side, but where they close down the station, they got like it's almost like a hut, like a police hut kind of thing.
Yeah.
They got gates, cars going in and out. Now, first of all, we tried to run down one of the cars that was going in. We just missed it. You know what I mean? We did kind of like call out, but they went through the gates, and we pressed the buzzer. You know, I explained what I was doing to the guy, and the man must have told me to go to Clapham Junction Police Station. I'm
like
there,
about half an hour away.
I'm there at the reception. It's manned. You answered. We just saw a police car go in. Why can't we process this? Why couldn't he come out? He could have took my details. He could have secured
that thing off you then.
Yeah, well, I don't get.
I must say myself, I was speechless when we were told, no, you can't bring it here. Lavender Hill Police Station is the one that has got.
And I looked up. There was a camera there.
They were seeing literally what we had.
You know, I just don't understand the logic there. Now, surely, if I didn't see any policemen, maybe they were floating around locally, right? Because you usually see the couple of Trojan units around here, the blue and yellow ones. You know what I mean? Although sometimes I know they can come with a little bit of heat. Well, hold on a minute. I put in a request as a member of the community. I explained what I was doing. That was quite shocking. And then for me, what was shocking is I walked through the Arndale Centre with that, the shopping centre.
Packed with people doing their
Well, obviously people are just being let out again to shop. You know what I mean? So people are rushing the shopping there, totally unoblivious to what I'm carrying in that bag. Right? You know, before you kindly offered to drop me down to the station, you know what I mean? You know, because they only saw us on camera walking. So
yes.
what were they saying? Walk to Clapham Junction, get London Transport to.
There was a bit when I actually also spotted the helicopter hovering around. I must say, for the first time, ladies and gentlemen, I was a little bit scared. I was like, okay, now I think it's happening. And I told Maki that is that on us or is just...
I think for me, you got right. It went from a simple exercise to right. We've gone to the station. I thought first we would have been a few minutes downstairs. Okay, 5 minutes to the station. So now, I would have had to walk back.
Yes.
So now I've got to double my journey, right? I was almost tempted to just think, let me just go back and, you know what I mean? But no, I had to complete the mission.
Yes.
You know, had to complete the mission. What if you hadn't offered to drive me down? What if the cameras wasn't there? What if it was someone else?
What if you
is this so hold on a minute, so you see when I'm walking up and down the street with my little man, are you lot turning people away that are trying to hand him bloody weapons?
Yeah. That, to me, that
hold on a minute, we're seeing certain stuff, people going on a certain way, right? It would have been a very different story if I was ill, if it was someone who was ill. Imagine if that was seen, them trying to surrender a weapon, and then they turn around and walk through the Arndale Centre and just cause mass carnage.
Yes.
Right? And as a parent, I was trying, this was supposed to be a simple exercise for me to show my son how we deal with these things. You understand?
We
what
ended
they're
up
supposed to
driving all
do.
the way.
And then you had to drive me to Clapham Junction, hitch up in at Asda, you know, and then I must
walk
say,
through Asda, all the way back onto Lavender.
and again, you know, Asda. I mean, what if I was, you know, what if I was radicalized? What if I was off my rockers? I mean, if this is what happens, if this is how they deal with situations with a camera crew there, that's what I'm talking about. This is with a camera crew. So it's just, someone's gonna have to answer to this. I need to explain to my son that it shouldn't have been like that.
Yes.
You understand? I was very happy for when we did go to Clapham Junction. You know, the officer there was
quite helpful. Yeah,
he was quite helpful. He was helpful.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because I had a bit of a difficulty getting it into the bin. It wouldn't fit into they've got a knife bin. They've got a knife bin in the police station. A knife bin in the police station. That makes sense.
I'm sure our viewers have seen
Right.
how difficult.
Do you think that makes sense, having a knife bin in
Yeah,
maybe they're thinking for security, but how many people are really gonna go in and hand it?
Even when you try to take it into the counter, it couldn't fit into the.
Well, I don't know if you. I tried to put it in the bin, it wouldn't fit. I think it's just more the handle, and I remember trying to put it under the counter to pass it to the gentleman on the other side. It just got wedged, but I'm sure they must have got it out the other side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he was helpful, and he even said that. Now, as I said, there is a guy. I forgot what this guy's name is, man. You know what I mean? He's a younger youth still, right? But he, you know what I mean? In fact, I'm gonna look him up. You know what I mean? Because he drives around. You know what I mean? And he collects knives off the streets. You know what I mean? But for me, it's my responsibility to deal with this.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You know, and I think Clapham Junction, Lavender, they made it. I felt like we completed the mission because I got a nice picture of a little man with him next to the bin. You know what I mean? Handing it in was quite amusing. You know what I mean? But quite satisfying as well.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You know, ideally would have felt more satisfied if it just dropped in that bin.
Yes.
Like kaplunk, you know them ones there, because you know that would have been nice and get the shot, but you know it still got handed in. But to be quite honest, I was just fazed because of what happened here, right? Because it's you know, if they're turning people away with a camera crew, and you've got a camera up there and you're watching, you know, and what was supposed to be a simple exercise then put me on high alert, because now walking back I'm thinking, well, hold on a minute, you know, I've got to I have to follow it through. I wasn't going to go back home. You know what I mean? You know, what if you guys wasn't there? Anything happen if you guys wasn't there with a camera? What if there was a section 60 and all of a sudden I got stopped and searched?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Completely be a different thing straight away. Well,
you know, and then, you know, I'm just thinking it would have been very easy to explain, because obviously, you know, there's someone in reception.
Yes.
But, you know, and I'm of age with it, and, you know, I know how to come across, you know, I can deal with them, man, and they're going to see little man, TV crew or whatever, but there's going to be a lot of people that's by themselves or whatever. And is this what's going on?
They won't turn those knives.
You know what I mean? You're supposed to take these things at any opportunity you get to take a knife off the street. You remove that. It's inexcusable. I don't business. It wasn't a robot. It wasn't automation. Someone was in there and a policeman went in there. He should have come and removed that. He should have come and took it. There's no excuse.
No excuse whatsoever. So someone is gonna have to answer, and I want a bin outside my block for my son.
Yes, our dear viewers, it's been quite a great time having Maki with us today. I mean, we've seen it all. I mean, you've seen all the tough times we've gone through just taking one piece, which was quite dangerous, on the streets of London. And, we were able to give it away to the police, as you've seen. And we believe it is in safe hands now. The question is, how many are still out there on the streets? And how many people are willing to give them in, yet they're so scared to go to these police stations? Because all these knife collecting boxes, all of them, they're inside the police station, not even outside. So people who are so scared of the police here in the UK might find it difficult to go out there and just give in these knives. We think, me and Maki believe that if these boxes were being put outside every council estate, kids or our young people who still carry these knives would easily just go down, just like a normal rubbish bin. Just get out of your house, drop it into that bin, and that's done. Many lives solved.